everyone, welcome back, and I'm very sorry for a very late video here in this channel because there was a bit of some technical glitches, and then I could not put up a video earlier a few days ago as I intend to do in the week. So I'm sorry about that, but I actually want to thank you all for the small community we have here and your support, and also for watching this video and the previous video, for your comments, for your thumbs up, your subscriptions and so on. It's a very small one. I have not actually put a lot of effort in growing it yet, so maybe slowly we'll see where it heads. But this is like a passion project for me to share some thoughts about day-to-day life. But before I go pick up certain topics that I want to discuss, I actually wanted to address a few of the suggestions that I have received from my patrons. So the last couple of videos have been from the patrons as well. For today's one, it is another suggestion that I have received from Stefan from Patreon. So Stefan has suggested me, actually there are again two suggestions from him, and this is one of those. And his suggestion has been the impact of diminishing religious significance in people's day-to-day lives. I thought it's a very interesting subject which I have not actually thought about. First of all, I want to tell you, I am not a very religious person. I would not call myself a very religious person. And what I am since young, because my family is I'm a Buddhist. So I have been raised up as a Buddhist, and we do not actually call it as a religion over here in the Asian continent. It is always referred to as a philosophy. So it's a way of life pretty much. But it is something that I deeply believe in. It's something that I have found so much comfort in. So that way, you can call me religious, I think, but I'm not the kind of person who goes to a temple all the time and do the prayers and so on that way. I may do my meditation, I may do my own kind of prayer. Yes, I do that, but it is different. It's not like just because it says you need to do this on this particular day, you have to do it. No, I don't do it that way. Having said that, I studied in a convent which I have shared with my other channel. So it was a Catholic convent. So, but we had the right to practice our faith. That's where I come from. But I grew up with a lot of Catholic and even Christian friends in the school, and also have a huge community of friends who are of Islamic faith as well. So lucky me, I have had the background of having the interactions and still having the interactions with the major religious groups of the world. And I have learned from them and do respect all of them as well. So that's where I stand. So I would never call myself an atheist, even though I have friends, people who are very close to me who are atheists, and they will identify themselves as so. So I'm not. Okay, I'm a Buddhist. So this is where I stand. So I thought it'll be interesting for you to know what I believe in and what my background is a bit, so you understand when I'm talking about it. When I was thinking about what Stefan suggested, it's quite interesting because it's not something that I have never thought about, what the religion's impact has been, because I think religion actually came to the world at some of the most chaotic times as well. What religion did, in my opinion, is what religion does and did at those chaotic times as well, is it maintained some discipline. So religion does maintain some discipline even to this date. Because when you are religious, you perform certain rituals, and then at the same time you do it religiously, as we say. And that, as a society, when you are being religious, the discipline builds because you are told what's right, what's wrong, the morals and so on, right? And it pushes people to be a bit more disciplined. And at the same time, it also, I think that kind of discipline you can bring it to your normal life. And the way you would, let's say you say a prayer in the morning, every day you say a prayer, or else you are about to have your meal, you say a prayer, okay? And those kind of things, those kind of discipline, when you keep doing those acts over and over, that kind of a situation actually involuntarily can create some discipline in your life in other things without you knowing as well. You create discipline in what you do because it's a repetitive action that you do as well, right? So to get that may help you to get to somewhere in life as well. But to that point, I want to discuss about the second point along with discipline is what religions usually do. It compels one to think and consider moralities before taking action. I think almost all the religions that I know do that unless they have been misinterpreted. That we know so many places who's misinterpreting their religions and committing crimes in the name of the religion, but it's a misinterpretation most of the time as well. So I feel like the most of the religions were there actually to put law and order as well in a society. So just to get you to think what is right, what is wrong, am I doing the right thing? Like I'm just going to hurt this person, I'm going to kill an animal or kill someone, I'm going to just be unfaithful to my spouse, those kind of things just to get thinking. So I think what religion does, like when you practice it and as individuals and as a society, is it gives you the opportunity to question the moralities of your action. Most of the time it does that. And one of the biggest things I've seen religions do is it gives hope to people. That is one of the biggest things I've noticed about religion. Like, who becomes sometimes religious? People who have not had a religion, who falls very sick, sometimes find hope by finding religion again, right? And sometimes when you are becoming this hopeless in a situation, let's say you are losing someone who's very near and dear to you, someone who means a lot to you, could be your family member, could be someone, another partner. So what do we do? Involuntarily we say a prayer. It just, I think it gives us, religion helps us to give us hope, and sometimes give us hope at the hopeless of these most situations, because religion sometimes do not want to explain the situation. There is no explanation for everything in life. There's no logic for everything in life. It's difficult. As humans, we have not found scientific explanation for everything that is happening in life, especially when it has to do with your emotions, right? So I think that is where religion really helps people. It, like, I keep saying this all the time, especially in my other channel. It is okay to be helpless. It is not okay to be hopeless, where that is when people start giving up, when you lose hope. But I feel like religions do that. Religions, again, I'm not going to pinpoint this exact religion is the only thing that is doing that, religion is not good. No, 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 no. The religions generally give hope to people. It keeps people calm and collected, which is very important, especially in very chaotic world that we are living in. So that is one major thing from religion that I see. And the other one of the other most important points that I see with religion is it provides solace, refuge during difficult times. I know it is similar to the hope, but it is different because we all feel sometimes it's other than hope. Like when we know, okay, our hope is fading away. Let's say someone is actually dying or something is really not happening the way, it's not going the way we want it to go. What we do is when we say a prayer or when we meditate or do something, it just calms us down. It just helps us to collect ourselves, and it actually, without us knowing, it consoles us. This religion that we believe, whatever the faith we have, it consoles us emotionally, and we feel a lot more calmer and a lot more in a better state to make better decisions and look at life in a better light. These are some of the key things that I see with religion. There are so many things, but I think some of the points, a couple of the points that I just mentioned about like giving hope and giving refuge when you have difficult times, these are major things that I see in religion. Now, as Stefan was highlighting, what happens with the diminishing religious significance in people's day-to-day life? So what happens to us? It's a very important question because what I was just telling you is what happens when there is importance in religion in our lives. When we go away from it, I think most of the people have gone away from it, the religion it is. Again, I do not disagree with people who question things. If you want to see things scientifically, there's nothing wrong in it. I'm a person who look at things scientifically as well. If you want to question and then you feel like, okay, this is not what you want to do and so on, that is your decision. And I know it is happening a lot more often than it used to be few decades ago, century ago, and so on. I am not close to my religion, my faith as a religion, as much as my grandparents did in their time. That's the reality of it. How I see my faith right now is more of like in a logical manner. That's how I try to say it. But it helps me, and it helps me keep calm and look at things in a better light as well. So lucky me. But I've noticed with this us as a society and as individuals going away from it, departing from these religious beliefs and religious significance in life, is one of the things that I've noticed and I have experienced in my life with people that I know is when we all are going to come across very tough times in life, right? Coming through tough time is such a common thing. And when you do not have that closeness to a religion, so like I said, when something super tough happens, something that is beyond your control happens, people involuntarily turn to their faith and then they say a prayer and then they feel better, they feel comforted. That's how it happens. But for a person who has not had that religious touch before, they try to do it. I have personally seen this happening. They try to do it, but they don't know how to do it because they are so away from it and they do not know what to say, how to say, whether it's the right thing to do, and will they be heard, those kind of things. So I think with that, it just like it increases the loneliness and the helplessness that we feel during difficult times. It's one of the key things that I have seen myself with the dear and near ones that I have who have not had a major religious significance in their lives. Because yes, it is people find solace with amongst their friends, peers, or family when tough time comes, but a person who is close to faith sometimes can find this comfort by themselves, just being close to their faith, being close to their religious belief, and then saying prayer or meditating or doing whatever they know that brings them that peace. But when you're not familiar with it, you feel really lonely if you do not have those peers, the friends, the family around you to pick you up. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. And like I said, so one of the things that religion does is compels us to question what we do and the morality of the things, the actions that we take. Having said that, when you are not religious, I think it makes it a little easier for us to be involved in the vices. Be involved and be controlled by vices. I've seen that happening because you can close one eye, nothing happens to you. Not that religious people do. I'm not saying that religious people do not get involved in vices. Oh yes, they do very well. But when you are, as a society, when you go far away from it, as individuals, when we do not have that significance, religious significance in our life, I think it makes it easier because there's nothing like bothering us, saying, okay, did you do the right thing? Should you have been unfaithful? Or should you have done that bribery? Or should you have stolen that thing? It doesn't it doesn't question you anymore, because you have just shut that door. So I think it makes it easier for us to get involved in vices and be controlled by vices when we are going away from our faith. But having said that, again, it is an individual's character. There are people who have no religious belief, are really clean sheets. They would not do that, because you do not have to be religious to understand the moralities of your action. But because humans are such, we all have that angel and demon in us, and it's easier for our demon to take over us and then let us do the wrong things. I think that's where the religion has come, to keep the society under control, and then like get people to think, is it the right thing to do? Should you be doing this, and so and so. So it puts law and order in perspective. When the religion goes away, I think society as a whole, it's easier for us to forget about it, that this is there, and then for us to continue doing other vices and be controlled by it. And another thing I see that religions all around the world does, if it is there in your life, one of the best things that happens is actually religion actually bring families together, because most of the religions include you being involved in these activities together as a family. We go for prayers together, we go do our almsgiving, or whatever the activity that we need to do, we do it as a family. So I feel like in my childhood, the religion did that. Every month full moon we'll go to the temple, and it was such a, like, we look forward to it as a family. It's nice because you meet people from the village, and then you share things, and you will listen to a sermon. It makes you so calm. You sit down in this temple, the courtyard, under the full moon. It's beautiful. When you think about it, you feel so calm. And I was very young as well, so maybe I did not listen to the sermon as much, but that setup was very calming for a young child, even, like, even though I did it until I grew old. And I think with us going away from it, with us going away from religion, I think we lose that touch. Like, yes, we may have our parties and everything, or get-togethers with the families once in a while, but having fun is good with the family. But at the same time, I think when you attend a religious activity as a family, it's not about having fun. It's more of like a calmness of mind. You peacefully listen to something, you calm yourself down. It's more like a meditation. So when you attend to an activity as such with the family, the quality of the outcome of that activity is totally different from what you would do with a party. It's more to food for your mind than food for your body. So I think that is something very important, that we are losing as a society. Maybe it is for me, I think it's one major thing actually that religion does to families, that when you are practicing it, you practice it together, and actually I think it also brings calmness and happiness and content to people. So those are few points, Stefan. I actually, when you suggested this, it's a very good thought. We as a society, regardless of our religion, we are definitely departing from it. Yes. And with that departure, there comes significant differences in our lives without us even realizing. For me, I think if you are able to stay calm and collected in toughest of times, because life throws so many tough situations at you, and if you can improve that ability to stay calm and collected, it definitely helps in normal life. And I think most of the religions do that to help you to stay calm and collected. So with us departing from this whole thing, I think we are losing that ability to do that. So those are a few points that I wanted to share. What do you think actually? Do you practice your religion? Are you like a strong believer in your faith? Or are you like me who's like looking at it in a more of a factual manner and a logical manner? But in Buddhism, it helps for me to think that way anyway. So I would like to know your thoughts. What did you like? I'm sure you have had your experiences in life. Maybe you departed from religion totally and then came back to it for some reason and so on. I would like to hear from you. So anyway, thank you so much for your support and your comments. I look forward to reading your comments for this one and sharing your thoughts as well. And as always, you can come and join us over at Patreon if you'd like to and give us some suggestions what to discuss and so on. So until next time, I hope you have a lovely day and do take care of yourself. Bye-bye.